Welcome to Draw One Last Breath Horror Podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm Butch.
I'm Geordie Paul, just for the benefit of the transcript.
Johnny Paul.
Geordie Paul.
Welcome to episode 176. On this episode, we have been to the cinema to watch Heart Eyes, and we have a special something to scream about later on. And from our movie from the vault, we are doing 1982's Pieces. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to that later.
Hey, I'm in pieces just thinking about it.
There's a lot of pieces in that film. Many pieces.
Certainly is. How we all been?
Good.
What's been going on? Geordie Paul. Johnny Paul. Geordie Paul. Johnny 5. What's been going on?
I met Teddy Swims yesterday, friend of the podcast.
Teddy Swims.
I actually did meet Teddy Swims. Very nice band, so shout out to Teddy Swims fans out there. I haven't watched a great deal, not like the last time, but I've watched a few bits and bobs. I'll start off with a true crime drama on Disney Plus, which is a weird thing to say, but it's called The Fox Hollow Murders, and then it's called Playground of a Serial Killer. And a guy at work put me onto it. I was talking about mannequins from a Tourist Trap, and it has mannequins in this, and it's weird. It's a true story about a serial killer I had never heard of, which is a really weird one, and it's got a couple of little twists in it. 4 episodes, about 40 odd minutes long. Definitely worth a watch if you like your true crime, and it's fucked up as well. I watched a film I have wanted to watch for years, and I took a punt and I bought it on Blu-ray, and it's been sat there for a while, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to watch it. Have you guys ever seen the film Fallen with Denzel Washington in it?
No.
Okay, so it's basically it's got an unbelievable cast. Denzel Washington, John Goodman, James Gandolfini's in it, Elias Koteas. It's like basically like Who's Who of the 90s, right? And it's about a fallen angel and like a demon thing that can go like it basically he's like possessed this serial killer who's then on death row, and then the angel's passed to somebody else, and it basically can like pass through people just by touching them, and it kind of like fucks with Denzel Washington's life and stuff, and goes after him. It was all right. It wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, but it was. If you talk about, I know we did a very 90s film last episode, about Wishmaster. It's very 90s. The way it's shot, the way it's like the palette on the lens and stuff, the way it's acted, very, very 90s. But it's worth a go. It's average. I watched a film on Netflix called Dampier, which I got suckered in by the artwork, and then the synopsis. I was like, in the Balkans, in war-torn Balkan, like fucking Eastern Europe, like vampires and stuff. And I was like, well, this sounds quite good. And I thought it was going to be some like foreign subtitles, like grotty, horrible Eastern European film. It wasn't. It was like a really bad version of Blade. It was like a shitty script for Blade mixed with the worst of the underworld films.
Oh god, that sounds fucking awful.
It's really bad. It's like really glossy and like really, really bad. And it kind of like, I think it thinks it's better than it is because it's set up this like at the end of the film, it's probably like, we're doing a sequel. I was like, no. And the most bizarre thing about it is it's got David Morrissey in it, who I've met and I love and I think he's great, but sadly in this, it's awful. It's really, really, really bad.
David Morrissey from Walking Dead fame.
Yes. Another friend of the podcast, met him, haven't we, Matt?
Yes, we have. The governor.
Yeah, and he's unbelievable in The Walking Dead. He's a great actor, but Jesus, in this film, it's horrendous. Anyway, it's on Netflix now if anyone wants to watch it. And then the last thing, just obviously, Matt mentioned it at the last podcast. I watched that little short film called Dirty Jersey.
Cool. What did you think?
Oh, it's dirty, isn't it?
Definitely dirty.
I'm not going to lie, Matt, the first bit of it, I was a bit like, what is it? It's a bit, and then, Jesus, the shit hits the fan. And when the shit hits the fan, it really hits the fan. And to be fair, it went from I thought it went from quite a really low budget thing to quite a slick film, which you couldn't tell it was low budget. It looked like something you'd see at the cinema, so yeah, it was very, very good.
I could definitely see it doing a feature film.
Yeah, 100%. And I thought the ending was disturbing and crazy. I thought it was, really good. So thanks for that one. So shout out to that. And that was it. That was me.
But Matt, okay, well, yeah. I mean, I haven't been watching.
Because I haven't watched shit, so there's no point coming to me.
I mean, my movie watching has gone down. I've been watching a few of the Oscar bait stuff, but I have watched some few TV shows that I got a shout about. So I'm watching season 2 of Severance right now, which just confuses the absolute shit out of me. Ben Stiller's Little Beauty with Adam Scott. It's, it's some real darkness that they're portraying, but I've got no fucking idea what's going on. It's like an extended episode of Black Mirror, but this just keeps going on and on and on and not explaining what the fuck is actually happening. So yeah, that's interesting. I have to have a shout out for Invincible season 3. I mean, I just finished the episode 8, which I think is the last episode. I'm not sure unless it's in 2. They do something in that episode which ties so beautifully to Kirkman's world that I was almost weeping. It was just so epic. Think issue 100 of the Walking Dead comic.
Oof.
Think Stephen Yeun and Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Alright, no spoilers.
Honestly, it's so beautiful. And I've looked at I've got a few of the comics of Invincible, and they did it pretty much shot for shot, but the brutality is fucking insane. Do you remember that moment? You both watched those, right? You've watched the fight with his dad, right?
Yeah. Seen the first series and a couple of episodes of the second.
Yeah. But Matt, you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
Do you remember that moment with the fight with the dad?
Yeah, under Subway and...
Yeah. This is he fights someone called, was it I don't know if it's called the Contractor. I can't even remember his fucking name. But it really does rival that fight. And because it's the voices of Stephen Yeun and fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan, you think you're watching an episode of The Walking Dead. It's fucking brutal. It really is something to behold. I think that it just gets strength to strength in that one. The gore is just absolutely amazing. They also do another episode which is a nod to, well, more than a nod to the alternative Invincibles. So just think of a load of other multiverse their multiverse sort of episode, which is very fucking cool. I also listen to Matt. Who do I listen to? Kevin Smith, Mark Bernard, and Fat Man Beyond, or whatever it's called now. And they banged on about this new TV show called Paradise, which has got who's played Psycho? James Marsden? And Stephen K. Amos, I want to say. I mean, I thought it's just going to be it's like the sort of thing that I can't say any spoilers. And it's sort of like James Marsden plays the president. And it is just absolutely adrenaline fueled. And I thought it was going into a political drama. Oh, was I fucking mistaken? That has got some real depth of storytelling, in it. And you just have to go in blind and just enjoy the ride because it takes you on one. I thought they were full of shit because I could understand why they were watching some political drama, both of them, but it's not. That's fucking and that's on Disney Plus, so very accessible. So go and watch that. But yeah, lots of TV for me.
I mean, you could have said I didn't watch any horror and moved on.
I was going to say, was any of it horror?
Well, okay.
I watched WWE, Monday Night Raw. Coronation
I caught Emmerdale the other night.
Hey, hang on. Like, Invincible is one of the bloody goriest fucking programs ever. It's eat a dick. And I had to do that reference for Walking Dead. Paradise, like I said, is not what it seems. Okay?
Oh, I'll definitely check that out.
Calm down.
I wouldn't have brought it up, you fucks.
I can't resist the chance to wind you up. Sorry, man.
Can I get a word in edgeways here, boys? In that case, I'm going to say I finished season 1 of Arcane, and now I'm on to season 2.
That's worth a mention. That's fucking, again, great animation, and it's sort of
and there is horror in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Big time.
There's monsters. There's all sorts going on in that thing.
I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, I do love that.
Animation is insane. Anyway, anybody got any news?
Yes, I have.
Go on.
Kicking off. Amanda Seyfried was interviewed the other day, and she said as she understands it, they are in development talking about developing Jennifer's Body 2.
Oh God.
So
I'm in.
I thought you might have been excited.
I don't know. I loved the first one, but I don't know. They might ruin it. Hopefully not. It all depends who they get to write, I suppose.
Did you have any more? Did you guys have any news?
I mean, there's a movie called Hell of a Summer, which is really weirdly been written and directed by Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke, which is due out. It's on Neon, and it's sort of been tagged as a sort of slasher for the golden age of horror cinema. So like a proper slasher that they sort of got involved with, which looks quite interesting. So I'm not sure if that's got a date yet to come out. It's sort of like around last year, or a couple of years ago, but I still haven't seen a release date. So I need to find this bad boy. And I think it's going to be one to watch. It looks quite fun.
Did see that, the other day. I've got a bit of news as well. I don't know if you guys saw, but Chloe Grace Moretz is to star in a serial killer thriller, The Edge of Normal, and it's from the director of, remember that film Piggy we saw?
Piggy,
liked it.
Yes.
So Chloe Grace Moretz is signed on to star in The Edge of Normal, the English language debut of Piggy director Carlotta Pereda, based on Carla Norton's 2013 novel of the same name. The serial killer thriller was written by Matt Vane, he did Dexter, White Noise 2. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. Looking forward to that.
I don't know if we knew this or not, but you know, After Earth, is that what it's called? The
Will Smith?
Oh, not fucking After Earth then. What's it called? What's the Alien TV series called?
Alien Earth.
Alien Earth. Alien Earth. Hulu. That's definitely going to be on Disney Plus because it's already been advertised. So whenever that comes out, we're going to get to see that quite fresh and new.
Can't wait for that.
Alien Romulus, I know, is like popped up on there, so that's fresh to watch as well. So yeah, Disney Plus gets a few treats.
Also coming to streaming in the future. It's in development at the minute, but it's been announced. I think it was today. It got kind of announced that Netflix are doing a remake of the rights, and they're going to do it of the remake of Cujo. So that's going to be on Netflix apparently. Yes, I wonder if Mike Flanagan's not with Netflix anymore, is he?
No.
Yeah. Well, look. Yeah, they've got the rights to Cujo, so they're going to do something. And then, just on a side, have you guys seen the Bambi the Reckoning trailer?
No, I don't. I mean, what are they calling this? They calling this? Is this all part of the Poohniverse?
The Poohniverse.
I think seriously, after that Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey thing, I think they've sort of tagged it onto the Poohniverse.
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 That's a different version, man.
But
it looks ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. But
there's a Popeye one coming out as well, isn't there?
Yes.
Do you know what? I was flicking through the internet the other day, and I must say I was slightly intrigued by the Mickey Mouse one. It actually looked really well done.
Is that the Steamboat Willie one?
Yeah. I think it was that one that popped up. It looked fucking crazy.
I might take it on the chin and because on Tubi you've got both the Winnie the Pooh, the first one and the second one. I might just have a little double header this week and then we'll have a chat about that.
Butcher watches the films that you don't have to.
And then
Go for it, mate.
You've seen the Black Mirror first look, have you?
I haven't.
I saw that pop up, but I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Ooh.
It's very good. There's some big time actors in it.
Well, we know, right, we're getting another USS Callister, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting, because they haven't really ever gone back. Have they?
Yeah, it's the first time they've revisited, like, a story. I know they've had, like, elements of other things in their episodes, but it's actually they've never gone back and revisited an actual...
What happened to Clemens in that? I can't remember. Because is it Clemens in it, and what's her face from Batman, Penguin?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Jesse Clemens for one.
I think didn't he just get trapped in it, or wasn't he like?
They were, but weren't they?
She took over the Callisto, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I might go back and watch that episode because that was fucking stonking. Do a bit of refresh. Watch that one and the pedo one. So.
Yeah.
Double header.
The last thing I had, guys, was it's officially it's obvious news, but it's been announced that Jaws will be returning to the cinema to mark 50 years of its release.
Yes, the best. We watched it a couple of years ago, did we, Matt? At the Lido in Cheltenham, and that was cracking because it was silent disco sort of watching it. Everyone had headphones on, and it was next to the pool. I guess
should have been in the pool, but never mind.
I will go 50th anniversary. I'll be going to watch it. That'd be cool because I've never seen it in the cinema, proper housed, I suppose. And why not?
I went to see it in 3D, didn't I? And you just took the piss out of us. But
but yeah, I would like to do the experience where you're on a donut watching it
on a rubber ring. Yeah, have you seen that one in America? They employed divers to just go around and tugging at people's feet.
That's amazing.
It's fucking brilliant.
There's also a toy fair recently, wasn't there, in America? And there's loads of releases. I was interested. I haven't really seen much of
it's all the NECA stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, to celebrate the 50th anniversary, though.
Mm.
So that'd be cool if there's anything out.
There's got to be some cool shit coming out because I've seen the NECA figures because Geordie Paul, you were interested in pre-ordering them, weren't you?
Yeah, I was until I saw the friggin' price on there.
Yeah, so if there's anybody who works for NECA out there that's listening,
what was
a few things our way.
What was
so I had them in my basket. I was going to buy them direct from NECA, and then got really excited, and I was like, sod it, I'm going to get them. And they were like reasonably priced in dollars, and then I went into shipping, and the shipping costs were more than the figures. I was like, well, what the fuck? So then Matt kindly went, oh yeah, our website has them for pre-order. I went on there, and they're double the price of the dollars. I was like, sod off, not meant to be.
Really?
Not meant to be.
What does double mean?
Like 40 odd quid.
40 quid?
40, like 45 quid.
Oh, I was going to say, the going rate's around about, I'd say 35, 40 anyway. But they're bound to jack the price up.
For a quint? Or
for a 7-inch figure. No, I've got my pop files. They're worth more than that.
Aftermarket on that will be... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
There's a cool update of the Jaws board game, though. That looks really cool. It's like Buckaroo where you put stuff in its mouth and it snaps shut. And that's like the old one, like the original one's really basic and really crap basically. But this one's been like the remodel of the shark and the things that go in the mouth are really cool. So yeah, I was looking at that as well, but never mind.
Fair enough. All right, cool. We got anything else or should we just, no, let's get on to our main review.
Just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Texas, a masked maniac known as the Hard-Eyes Killer has stalked,
hunted,
and brutally slain couples on Valentine's Day.
With no motive yet uncovered.
This is more than just murder. He's like Cupid with a kink.
We're being chased by a fucking serial killer.
Hey, you good?
Yeah. He's gonna keep killing people. We end it here.
Hey, come on.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy V-Day!
Get killed, all right?
What was...
Why would he say that?
Okay, so our main review this episode is Heart Eyes. For the past several years, the Heart Eyes killer has wreaked havoc on Valentine's Day by stalking and murdering romantic couples. This Valentine's Day, no couple is safe. Now, we've all been to the cinema to watch this, and I didn't realise until I sat down and got snugly in my seat that Mr. Director Josh Rubin is the director of this movie, as we will know him from films like Werewolves Within and Scare Me.
I fucking love those two. Scare Me is awesome.
I really love Scare Me. Geordie Paul, you need to go and check that out, because I think it'd be right up your street. But on this episode, we're not talking about them, we're talking about Heart Eyes. So, what do you think, guys?
Did you do a little synopsis there? Yeah, you did. Sorry. Josh, cut that. Hang on.
Fucking goldfish over there.
Fuck it out. So that's interesting you say about Josh Rubin. I didn't actually see the director before you just said. So that explains a lot about the humour within it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite okay. So it's sort of just like a lovely sort of classic 90s. I'd say there's quite a big 90s feel to this sort of slasher movie. A lovely opener to it. Some great little one-liners and stuff like that. Some like interesting, quirky, sarcastic. He loves that sarcastic sort of character. Some good set pieces, and it's sort of just like easily fill a hole for like an alternative Valentine's Day. I am interested to note though the whole trope about the whole town sort of knowing about the killer and all being like, oh fucking he's fucked. He's basically like destroyed Valentine's Day because everyone's just too fucking scared to go out because of it. Is there another? I'm just trying to think of another. I know there is, but another slasher that's sort of done that where everyone sort of is kind of scared. I mean, on Halloween, I suppose they know that he's coming back. Scream, yes. It's got very big nods to those sorts of movies.
Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, true.
There's a lot of that through that.
It is that classic trope, isn't it? And I thought it's done fairly well. I enjoyed it. It was a good splatterfest. Some good gore. What do you guys think?
I didn't hear this. Again, I didn't love it. It's kind of similar to Monkey in a way, in that I think it was a concept that was really, really cool, but I just don't think they could understand where to go with it, and it felt a bit stretched at times. I actually didn't like the bit with the whole town knowing about it. I thought it was a bit silly. Because I just thought, well, how does a serial killer operate when the whole world knows that they're about to kill somebody? So I just kind of was a bit like, it was a bit stupid. But
Is
saying
Scream
that,
is Scream stupid?
yeah, fair enough. But I think, I think it was a bit more stupid than Scream. The trailer gave away the best kill, by the way, just in the film. So it did do it, which I was pissed about, but still, I kind of knew it was going to happen. But I thought the look of Heart Eyes is unbelievable. I thought that it's probably got legs. There'll be a Heart Eyes too, I would have thought. The design of the character is really cool. And I actually really liked the chemistry between the two leads. I thought that, it was quite good. There was just some scenes which I just didn't understand why we were in there. But I suppose we'll get onto that in a bit. So, yeah. Matt?
I'm like really kind of on the fence here. I don't know about this one because to me, obviously knowing his previous two other films, I don't know if this is supposed to be a trope, like as in it's supposed to be real tongue in cheek. So I don't know if he's like taking the piss because for me, I thought the Heart Eyes mask was good and then they did a close up of it and it looked like something that a toy shop would make for me. It looked too overproduced and I don't know if that's supposed to be a thing. Do you see what I mean? And then like obviously with all the tropes in it, it had loads of tropes. And I think it had the Josh Rubin stamp of like in it to the degree, but it feels like I don't know if he was allowed to go full him, if you get what I mean. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't mind the characters, to be fair. The lead girl, I can't remember her name now.
Olivia Holt, played by...
Olivia Holt, yeah, I thought she was fantastic. She was really good. I didn't really like the guy that much. I don't know if he was supposed to, because he was a bit kind of like sappy when but I don't know. I enjoyed it to an extent, but it's like, if I was looking at, I don't know, if it's tongue-in-cheek and it's supposed to be, obviously, all those tropes and cool, but I've seen it all before. It's loads of stuff in it was in Scream, loads of stuff was in other horror movies, and it's nothing new, and it's like, I don't know if they're just trying to put this new kind of character on the map, but, try and make a franchise out of it. But saying that, I did quite like bits about it.
Yeah, it was a bit more average. It was definitely above average in terms of like some other slashers that we've sort of been, in tune with in the last couple of years. It was kind of although it did have thunderous nods to stuff, but it still played well for me because of that. Like you said, the chemistry between the two leads worked. More her than him, I'd definitely say that. I didn't see it for what it was. I saw with the killers. I got sort of 2/3 of it. Two-thirds of the killers. Which
so there was
fine.
only two. The third one was just shoehorned in somewhere where
I know. I definitely thought there was a duo involved, but we've seen. Again, like Matt says, we've seen that sort of throuple, we've seen that sort of edginess in Scream, but why not? I mean, it's when Scream has sort of been not doing the best in the last couple of years. Why not? There's room for it. There's room for more. We know that there's room for fucking hundreds of slasher different things, and it is a new, a nice new take on it. I think it sits in quite well, and it adds some good set pieces. Because they weren't really scared to kind of get their hands dirty in public, which was very weird. Because that kind of made it more far-fetched, right? More sci-fi.
Oh, massively far-fetched.
Or daft.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
It was like, no one's going out on Valentine's Day because they could get killed, right? And then they arrest the bloke who they think it is, and it's like, they've caught Heart Eyes. Right, alright then, let's arrange a drive-in, and everyone in town go to the drive-in movie, because it was just stupid. They kind of like twisted themselves got themselves sort of mangled in their own law. Which was why it was at the start, I was like, oh, everyone knows about this serial killer. And it was like in the town they operate in. I was like, well, surely it should just be like martial law on the streets and stuff. I don't know, but like I said, it's not that type of film, is it? It's not that like, you're not going for like Zodiac here, are you? You're going for like...
I mean, it did say, didn't it, in the blurb that he'd been going to different states and murdering in different states. And then he got to this one, and they were like, "We're not having it here. We're going to get him," which I thought was funny.
There's a lovely line here. I hope Cupid shoots you in the dick. I did enjoy that little line. I wrote that one down. I think it was a good kill weight, about 8 or 9. I think we're at.
It's nice to see Devon Sauer again, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I missed that. Where was he?
He was the copper.
Okay. Good observation. He's looking old then.
Yeah, hasn't aged well
I thought he was
hasn't aged well since 3 episodes ago.
Massively underused. Hugely underused. It's just that I don't even know why he was in it.
Did you get their...
Barely a cameo.
They were Hobbs and Shaw, and she questioned them on it, and that's Jordana Brewster, who was in Fast and Furious, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, got that one. Clever.
He does like his pop culture references, though, doesn't he? So
yeah. I mean, it had splatterings of his writing, and I don't know if it's all fully him or not. I don't know.
That is funny, because I did write down that it was clever writing without even fucking checking who the bloody... Oh, what a dick.
Yeah, I did just, like, I think Matt's alluded to it, just missed that extra level of, like, I don't know, cleverness, or just, like you said, you kind of knew where it was going, you knew what was about to happen, you knew X, Y, and Z, and yeah, it could have gone in different directions.
Some good kills.
Yes, some of the kills were great. I mean, the sword kill was the best one in the back of the camper van, but like I said, it was in the trailer.
That was good, actually.
That was brilliant. That was like, you know, it's early contender for kill of the year, that one.
It was good. I forgot about that.
Sort of almost like Jeepers Creepers-esque. The way it sort of zoomed through the sort of hole and stuff like that. You know, they did some nods to some good horrors out there, I think. You know, put some interesting stuff in there. Like, you know, you can see idle hands in there and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah. Sort of a mishmash of, maybe that's the new, be interested to see, like, obviously we've had a few 80s nods, we're going to get a few 90s nods to see them revamped and see how they handle that.
I mean, I was amazed, guys, at the end they didn't pull a "they're not dead" or "actually I am the real killer" type of thing. I thought that was like ironed on. Do you know when it all kind of gets like they're all in love now and it's a year later and all this stuff, everyone's really happy, and it was a proper like cheesy end for Valentine's Day. You just thought, oh, something's going to happen here. No, didn't happen.
Yeah, shame.
Because I never really thought they were in any real trouble or peril or danger, you know what I mean? That's the key to these things. You never quite know. Even watching a Scream film, you never know who's going to get killed. There's some people that you think, ooh, I hope they don't, or but this one you were like, yeah, just get to the end.
The funniest thing is, the main guy in it was actually in the 2022 Scream.
He's the crap one. Do you know in the last Scream where he's like the jock who's like, he just gets like battered away by one at the end. You think he's gonna have this massive fight and he just gets pushed aside and he's like, it's him.
Isn't he the boyfriend in The Fall as well?
Fall, yeah.
He's
clicked on IMDb there, didn't you, like me?
I did.
Done research. I'm sure I complained about him in the last Scream one we did.
Most probably.
Did. If I listen back to that episode, I bet you that's definitely going to be there.
I did like the kind of confrontation at the end, and it was obvious, and obviously it was like, oh right, okay, bit of a dampener of an end. However, I did like the last fight scene. I thought that was quite stabby, brutal, quite bloody, and I quite enjoyed. I thought it was very, very well done. The last
melty as well. The
yeah, I thought that was really cool. So that's the kind of thing. The bits that kind of made it better for me was like the cool little kills and the little one-liners and the quippy kind of writing was cool, but it didn't quite hit it with the whole storyline package for me.
It'd be interesting to see what he continues to do, because I've enjoyed, obviously. Scare Me was just like this on another level of writing. Werewolves Within was again fantastic, but getting a bit more mainstream. So it's like it's almost diluting what he first sort of we saw first
the
sort of
indiness of it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like Scare Me being like a free hander. It's like isn't it? It's like cast a free and that's it.
Right.
Almost like a stage kind of play, wouldn't it? Scare me. Yeah.
But
and then got Werewolves Within. It's a bit still indie, but with quite a big cast. But this is kind of big.
But it did take. I thought it took its time to set the premise up for them too. So like the bits with her crazy boss in and stuff. I just think them things went on a bit too long, and then like her boss was just horrible. Like it was supposed to be funny, but it wasn't really that funny, and it was just I don't know, it was just annoying. And then they revisited it at the end as well, and it was like, well, yeah, I don't know. It was just a bit, I'm in advertising, but I'm going to be a doctor, and I should be a doctor, It just it was a bit weird. I don't know. There was a couple of.
There was enough to make me have a giggle, have a bit of a laugh. Love the blood, the gore, the slasher. It was all right.
Look, if 15-year-old, 16-year-old Paul went to see this on a date, Valentine's Day, they probably really enjoyed it. But
and he would have had
40-year-old miserable.
Had sticky fingers at the end of it.
Yeah, I would have got. Yeah, I'd have.
From eating the popcorn, you sicko. Anyway, I paid a lot of money for this because I went to our brand new View that's been all spunked out big time, like with leather seats and stuff. And there's like tiers, 3 different tiers. And I thought, sod it, I'm going to go for the big tier. So I paid the £12 ticket. And it's literally a reclining electric seat that's bigger than your average chair as well. It's like, quite a big leather seat with a cushion on it and stuff. And I paid £12. I looked behind me, they were like the like £8 seats or whatever it was, and they were hardly any different. I was like, great. But yeah, it was nice. It was good.
Were you the only one in there?
Brilliant. No, it was actually quite a few. There's probably about 15 people in there, and it was one of the smaller screens.
Oh, okay.
But the sound was epic, man. They've done a really good job. Obviously, they've done it all out in there and stuff. So yeah, the sound was absolutely insane.
We'll have to have a date there for a future one. Maybe Sinners.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, well, what are we rating this lovely, fresh 90s slasher come 2025? Paul, what you got?
I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay.
Right down the middle.
I think 5 from me as well. It wasn't quite enough, but it was worth seeing. I don't think I would have been gutted if I missed this at the cinema and caught it on streaming. But there you go.
I'm going to slip it into 6 for me. I do enjoy this sort of. I know what you did last time. A sort of cheesy slasher thing. I'm getting back into the old 90s horror again. So yeah, I quite liked it. Bring on Wishmaster 2.
Go.
Okay, so next, we've got a little treat called Opus at the cinema. I cannot for the life of me remember what this is about. It's got John Malkovich and, I'm going to bastardize her name, aren't I? Io from The Bear.
That's a funny surname.
Not even going to attempt it. But yeah, so that, good cast. It was something like, if I remember rightly, he was a music dude and he invited her to a getaway, right? To interview him. That's all I can. Something like that. But I got no idea. It looks weird. Sure. So we're gonna watch that. All right, cool. Let's move on to our Something to Scream About.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me? When we all fall asleep, where do we go?
Okay, so this week's Something to Scream About. It just jumped on something Matt said a couple of weeks ago. I thought it'd be a cool little section. I'll probably give our age away as well, which is not a good thing. But so what I thought was what would be a cool little feature would be to do look at the year of our birth, each of us, pick the top 3 horror films from that year, in our opinion, and then maybe mention other couple of honourable non-horror films, and then have a discussion around that. So, who wants to go? Should we start with the oldest first? In a time before the dinosaurs.
Yeah, fucking prick.
What is the year, Matthew? Take us back.
1979. So I scraped just into the 70s bracket. So yes, I am old, whatever. But yeah, I mean, so what, we just going one first pick? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
we'll
second
go
one?
3, 2, 1 then.
What do you
Build
mean?
up to the best ones.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Well, I am gonna go with, from 1979, Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Good pick.
And that is an old film. Makes me feel fucking old.
Fucking hell, that's great movie.
I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, to be fair, when I was doing my research, there wasn't absolutely loads from 79, but there were some great bangers. But Zombie Flesh Eaters, I remember watching that when I was probably in my teenage years. One of my mates had it, I think, on an old Vipco, you know, the black covers with the gold writing. Like, no pictures on the back, just literally a write up. I think it was, it's Italian, right?
Fulci?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, Lucio Fulci. So, yeah. So I just remember it.
Just got the eyes in.
Yeah. It's got. I just remember it being fucking mental.
Yeah. I've got a lovely. Well, it's a really old school DVD cover of it, which I picked up from some reputable music shop.
Nice one.
That's what I got. So who's next?
So who's the next oldest?
Okay, that'll be me then. 1981. At 3. Okay. I mean, I got a good year. So, you know, do I do Butcher Baker and Nightmare Maker? No.
You say that, but I had Tourist Trap in 79.
Yeah, no, some recent ones. But I'm going to go with, for my number 3, The Burning. I mean, an unexpected, absolute treat of a fucking slasher, campfire slasher, which does not allude to in any way the title of it. But when we watched it and we did it for the pod, I absolutely fucking love this bad boy. It's really cool. Some awesome kills and awesome moments into it. Really stacks up. 8, yeah.
Especially the raft kill.
Yeah.
No fingers.
All right. Well, the baby of the group.
Barely.
Came a year after Butch. I just managed to scrape into this year. So I was 29th of December 1982. Scraped in, but what a year. And I had so much trouble trying to pick 3, lads. Honestly. I was like, what the fuck? So, but I whittled them down. So at number 3 is also the 3rd film in a series. And it is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Oh, what a belter.
That is a absolute banger. I mean, I had Halloween 2 in 81. I thought, okay, so yeah, I don't know what year Halloween came out on.
70s, wasn't it?
I thought it was 79. Maybe. But yeah, I had a couple of good sequels, Halloween 2 and Friday the 13th Part 2 in 81.
Yeah, I had Friday the 13th Part 3 in 82.
Of course you did.
Banging them out, weren't they? Yeah. Matt, number 2?
Oh, my number 2 is a little old film that we've reviewed called Phantasms.
Nice.
Phantasms.
The Tall Man.
Yeah, The Tall Man. I loved watching this. Like, I fucking totally missed this when I was a kid, and we did it for the pod, and it was freaking brilliant. I haven't watched any of the others yet, which I really would like to do. But yeah, 1979, Phantasm, you know, just batshit crazy, but fucking brilliant. I enjoyed it.
David Walliams' dad in it as well, so.
Was it?
No. Just look, I always thought that the tall guy looked like David Walliams.
David Walliams. What? Yeah.
My number 2.
How could you forget? They've recently done a Funko of the tall guy as well. Did you know that?
Is it oversized?
Well, yeah. I think so.
My number 2, not controversial because obviously it's personal. This is hard. this is hard, but I'm going to have to go with The Evil Dead as my number 2.
Of course.
Yeah, but, you know, it could be easy.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Easily be number 1.
Well, if it was Evil Dead 2, that'd be different. How soon did that come after?
Like, The Evil Dead is just so it's so vile and violent, and like, you know, it's got the band thing. I've still got that Evil Dead Blu-ray squidgy case.
Book of the Dead one.
The Book of the Dead squidgy case one. So, I actually don't know where the fuck it is, but it's somewhere back there. That was and it, you know, it had the tree violation scene, which is just absolutely disturbing. There's and then obviously Evil Dead 2, we get the slapstick after that, but the first one's proper DIY and, Sam Raimi. We all know Evil Dead. Yeah, Evil Dead is my number 2.
Okay, so, moving on, 1982 as number 2 was, the one and only Poltergeist.
Oh, right,
yeah. What a film.
So,
Spielberg, Hooper.
The introduction to horror.
Yeah, definitely.
In a big way.
And like, you know, you could get away with watching it young, which, you know, we did, but like, some of the kids today probably freak them the fuck out. So the clown, the skeletons, the fucking
tree.
The tree, yeah, speaking of trees.
Fucking hell. Some real darkness in it. Is that the one where she goes topsy-turvy over the room as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's thrown around.
Yeah.
I mean, just never build anything on Indian burial grounds. People should know that by now.
I did watch Killers of the Flower Moon. Should have mentioned that one. So
that's a horror film on a different scale, man. So, right, Matt, number 1, 1979.
Well, number 1 is not Halloween because that was 1978, unfortunately. However, hands down, it's got to be Alien.
Yeah. 100%.
Need I say no more? The creme a la creme.
I mean, I thought I was going to win this by like everyone would be like, "That's the best film," but I didn't realise you had Alien. You bastard!
I still think I'm in the chance of winning. My number 1 is An American Werewolf in London, 1981.
Oh.
That's fucking right. You know, I mean, Alien over 8.
I'd have to go Alien just. But it's different, isn't it? It's so different.
Genres.
When I say mine, we'll go if you can pick one and the others just vanish forever.
Go on then.
So mine, 1982, the one and only John Carpenter's The Thing.
Of course.
Easy shit, man. That's fucking out of the 3.
Oh, you know, I don't know what I'd do. I think I would go Alien though.
I've probably seen Alien more, maybe.
I've seen Alien more.
I've seen Alien more than the other 2, but not by much. Like, I've watched probably The Thing more than American Werewolf in London.
I own more copies of The Thing than I do Alien.
Well, there you go then.
6 different copies of The Thing.
Like them all vanishing, like Back to the Future.
It's also, you can't get modelled up with aliens because obviously, like, I've got a lot of alien stuff, so you can't really get modelled.
Oh, talking of which, I don't know if you've seen it. That's probably too dark, isn't it? I'll have to get it down. Pick this little bad boy up from a charity shop for £5.
Is that the Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got her. Yeah, she's cool.
£5 it was.
That's a good deal.
I say, my lovely wife bought that for me. So she could have saved that for a birthday. I'd have been well happy. Unboxed, obviously. So, you know, whatever.
Who cares?
Who cares? It's on my shelf now.
So,
yeah. So, yeah, probably Alien wins. Honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions.
So, I didn't go horror because Alien is just, you can't top that. There's no other horror movies that I would have mentioned, really. But on that birth year, we had films from 1979. You had Mad Max, Quadrophenia, The Warriors.
Oh,
Apocalypse Now.
Oh, good year, man.
Some of the greats.
I mean, I've got a couple of other horrors. Like I could go, mention Possession was one. We love fucking diving into that bad boy. Scanners was 81 as well, and maybe The Beyond. But Raiders of the Lost Ark, 81. Mad Max 2.
Oh, yeah. Electric Boogaloo.
I can't remember anymore. For 81. I'll just stick with it. Oh, Victory. Love that. With old Sylvester Stallone in goal.
It's the Victory, you mean?
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Caine in the middle.
Yeah. Pele.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sylvester Stallone, Michael Caine and Pele versus the Nazis. What could go wrong? Well, I had a bit of a tough one here, but I did pick because it is one of my favourite ever films. So, 1982, I had to go for honourable mention Blade Runner.
Oh, God.
And then, not forgetting E.T.
Yeah.
And then just
fucker.
honourable mention Flash Gordon. Bit of a guilty pleasure.
Do you know what? I have never seen Flash Gordon, so.
Really?
That's nearly as bad as Matt saying he hasn't seen The Godfather.
All right. You could have, Butcher, you could have said Escape from New York.
Oh yeah, I forgot about old snake hips.
Snake hips. Fucking hell. Oh. God, guess again, who is it?
Snake Plissken.
Well done.
No, it's Snake Hips Pliskin.
Jesus.
That's right. Good.
Wow.
They've never made a Funko of Snake Plissken, which is a fucking disgrace. Funko, sort it out, will ya?
I don't think I've seen. Right, there's one. I don't know if I've seen Escape to New York or Escape to LA. I don't know which one I've seen. I've only seen one of them.
There's a dramatic difference, Paul.
Yeah, there's huge.
Different parts of the country, but
Does Kurt Russell surf on top of a truck? In the one you've seen?
Yeah.
That's the second one.
You've seen the wrong one. Go watch Escape from New York immediately.
Oh, mate. I went to cinema and watched it recently because they did an anniversary, and it's fucking immense. It's so good.
I watch them both again because I can't fucking remember. So
you can mention on the pod because it's got that like horror-y kind of like dystopian shit about it. So Escape from New York's unbelievable, man. You're in for a right treat. Brilliant.
I might have seen it.
Oh, brilliant. Well, there you go. That was fun.
That was fun. Thank you very much for that.
And we are old.
Work out Matt's job to come up with next week's.
I've already got it, mate. It's all good.
Awesome. All right, then. Let's, without further ado, get on to our movie from the vault.
Warning. What you will see in the movie Pieces cannot be revealed, cannot be described, cannot even be imagined. And you don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. Pieces. It's exactly what you think it is. Pieces. Absolutely no one under 17 will be admitted.
Okay, so this week's movie from the vault was my pick, and I completely randomly picked this beaut of a film from 1982. This could have been in my list, and it is the film Pieces, directed by Juan Piquer Simon, who we'll get onto, but he's dead now, but he's a dirty bastard. So quick synopsis about it. The co-eds of a Boston college campus are targeted by a mysterious killer who is creating a human jigsaw puzzle from their body parts. Now, I've never seen this, guys, and I don't think you guys have. So what did you think?
Wow. I've seen some proper shit movies in my time. But this was fucking brilliant. This is fucking brilliant. Oh, yes. Just when you think you've seen it all. It is batshit. Absolutely fucking batshit. But we'll get into it.
It's a fucking hot mess. But, yeah. I'd like to go and watch it again, because I have no idea what I fucking watched, I mean, yeah, it was just an absolute stunning hot mess.
Jesus.
Great artwork on the posters. So that's got that tick. And just, okay, what did you think, Paul? You never seen it?
I mean, I laughed my entire way through it because I just could imagine you two watching it, thinking this is gonna be brilliant. There's a particular bit I want to talk about. We'll get onto it later, but I cannot wait to talk about it because it made me. I stopped the film and rewatched it because I thought I'd missed something, and I hadn't. It was just that mental. So yeah, I mean, obviously you start the film. You've got little Petey, is it? Little Petey.
Little Petey.
Doing his jigsaw puzzle quite innocently.
And it starts off like a lot of films that we've seen recently where it just goes straight into it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? An American house in the suburbs of nowhere. Like, we've seen so many films like this, and I thought, oh no, I thought it's going to be like the kind of same old shit. But, yeah.
That's my first note. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, child trauma, intense mother, fuck's sake. And then I was like, huh? What?
So yeah, so he gets, poor Pete, he's trying to do his jigsaw puzzle in peace. What we don't see is what he's...
It's porno puzzle.
It's porno jigsaw puzzle.
By the way, Christmas gifts ticked off.
100%. Everyone's getting a porn jigsaw this Christmas. And obviously his mum comes in and she's utterly deranged. Like, she's a bit like off. For the little screen time she has, she's quite good, to be fair. Because she's like, I'm going to sort you out and you're like your father and all this type of stuff.
Why? First questionable choice. The smashing of the mirror replay. Did you get that? It's like she smashed the mirror, and then they replayed it in slow mo. Like, yeah. Why didn't they just use one cut, like the slow mo or that? It was fucking bonkers.
I don't know, but I mean, as deranged as she is, her son's more deranged because after getting told off and putting his little jigsaw away, he then just stoves at him with an axe.
Cuts her head off.
This is how we get the start of the movie, you know, and
world's worst policeman turn up.
Yeah, fucking out. It's just like, you know, child trauma. He's obviously a bit tapped, the kid, bless him.
Just a
and
bit.
Stuff then 40 years later, more bonkers shit happens. That is the synopsis of the movie, you know.
Cut to the most ghost town of a campus you've ever seen, with no one ever around.
To hear the sound of a chainsaw, that discreet murder weapon.
How long are you going to be? I'm only going to be 10 minutes, love. With a really random skateboarding scene where she's coming down on a skateboard and smashed.
What the fuck was that all about?
Yeah. So that was the same actress who gets chopped up, you know?
The same one. Yeah, the same one that gets chainsawed at the start. And because I thought she was going to, here we come, there's our, like, main character, kind of like, nope, straight away, kill number one.
Then we get onto then the saxophones come out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you've got to love a bit of saxophone music.
I mean, this is Spanish, right? So we're getting some choices and dialogue in this, right? This has got this must be like a UK conversion. No?
No.
No.
Just bad dubbed.
Badly dubbed.
Yeah, so all the voice work is done afterwards, right, in the sound booth.
In post, yeah.
Okay.
I love that. It's so bad. The dubbing at the start was terrible. It gets a little bit better as it goes along, but I mean, I got in my notes here, right? I put talking about sex on a waterbed. Why?
How am I?
But then we find out about that a bit later, and then I was like, right, okay. And I got down here, killer must shop at Shoe Zone. Because he's got these horrible pasty shoes. I call them pasty shoes. He's
pasty slappers. We used to call them Pasty slappers at school.
If I need to see another shot of this guy's shit fucking shoes, I was like, killer, shit shoes. I was looking at everybody's shoes after that. Who's got the shit shoe zone shoes?
The poor professor, where she goes up and she's like, "Where's my pectoral?" And he's like, "Oh, you haven't got a problem." I was like,
turns out he was gay anyway.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant's brother for the gardener. I mean, that was just like, that's the first choice.
Willard.
Yeah.
With his dodgy eye.
First choice for
suspect
number one, who just wasn't going down without a fight.
Oh my lord!
I mean, obviously you get introduced to like the detectives.
Yeah.
Who are classic cop duo. They put a classic cop duo in it. Well, you can't not like that.
100%. It was brilliant. But the bonkers thing was, they split up, and one of them goes, "Oh well, I'll just put my faith in this young lad who seems to be at every murder scene on campus. I believe in him."
So hang on, we've got to rein this back a little bit.
Van Wilder.
So we're on the campus, and there is a killer on the loose on the campus.
Yeah.
And it's going around willy-nilly, stabbing up and killing lots of women, obviously half-naked women, and taking body parts. So these two investigators have come in to kind of sort out who the hell is it. And obviously Willard, the garden guy, who's been around for a long time, is supposed to have done his work. And there's a weird scene where he's like, "Why aren't you done with your work?" "Oh yeah, well it's going to be another week." Just hanging around, which brings me on to a scene that I don't really understand. I don't know if I missed something integral here. So, obviously, there is a swimming pool kill, because the girl says to the guy, "I'll meet you at the swimming pool for a bit of how's your father?" And
yeah, what was her exact words? It was something like, "I really want to have sex underwater."
Yeah. And see what sex under the water's like. And, so she gets killed. Then there's a note exchanged, but half an hour afterwards. And then the guy who was supposed to be there turns up. And then the gardener turns up. And then the coppers is like a sting. What did I miss there? Is that just random, or was there something I missed?
No, it was just random. They were just
so
there.
they literally just Willard is literally as hard as they come. He's headbutting fucking walls and coppers and throwing them about, and but then he doesn't really he gets arrested but let off in a really,
must they, unless they
what was that whole part about? I don't understand. Like, because they clearly, as soon as they arrest him, they start talking about trying to find the killer.
There's some editing issues in this, Matt.
Massively. Because I'm like, hang on a minute, they've just arrested him. Surely they think, oh, that's it. We've arrested Willard, the crazy gardener guy who's blatantly got his fingerprints all over the fucking chainsaw. But then there's a weird bit where the teacher comes in and he touches the chainsaw and they go, "Oh, don't touch that, that could destroy the evidence." But then it's later on down the line, it's not even spoke about. So
the line is beautiful though, when he's like, "I think one can reasonably say that this could have caused this."
Elementary,
yeah.
Elementary, dear Watson.
Yeah, but we're going on, and then the cops. We're then introduced to the cops' secret weapon.
Oh, what? Mary Riggs.
Mary Riggs, the tennis pro, who has volunteered to catch this killer.
Because nobody else can, because it's voluntary.
Yeah.
It was the worst game of tennis I've ever seen.
Oh my God, I got here in my notes, tennis, worst game. Like, one of them's like literally serving it to her, and she's literally like volleying it, like, every time.
Did you notice they used the same shot?
Yeah.
It was like she must have missed the bar. She used the same one twice.
But it's just the spectators as well, just going, it was so beautifully awful though. It was just so bad. There's such another random scene as well that I absolutely love, was when, and I had to look this up, Bruce Lee and it's not actually.
Don't spoil my Matt's facts.
This is the best bit of the film, and I was like, this is the one I stopped and rewound it 5 minutes and played it because I was like, have I just missed something here? So Mary Riggs is wandering around campus in a volunteerness, looking for clues. And then you're getting all this like bush rustling and she's around. And all of a sudden just walks around the corner and gets attacked by some Chinese dude doing Kung Fu on her.
What the fuck?
And then he collapses.
Insane.
But
and then he collapses for no reason.
Why does he just fall on the floor?
Well, she kicks him in the nuts, doesn't she?
No. No. He just falls on the floor, right?
No.
Gets up and goes, oh, I think I must have had an allergic reaction to some chop suey.
Yeah, he says, I don't know, I was on the floor, then I woke up. Bad chop suey. Bye.
No, yeah, he said I must have had some bad chop suey.
What?
But don't worry, because he was he was best mates with the young chap, so it doesn't matter.
Who rocks up on his motorbike.
What was his name again? The guy that just shagging everyone on the campus because he's got a big schlong, and we saw that.
Right. Was it Kendall?
We saw Kendall. We saw Kendall's piece because he was basically sleeping with a bird. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm so noisy. Maybe you could gag me. And I was like, oh my God, this girl's got a kink.
But he's got the hots for Mary Riggs.
Who likes the older women.
Yeah, but then he goes back to her, like he takes her home to make sure she's alright. And then she like kisses him on the cheek. And he's like, you're not going to invite me in, like.
What about coffee?
And then she goes, or maybe another time, kisses him on the lips. And I'm like, Mary, that's frowned upon.
Why is his mate behind him in a weird mask?
Exactly.
Comedy Valley. What? Just running around campus, just suddenly popping up wearing a mask. And going like doing some weird thing with his hand and going, Merk, and then running off.
Oh.
Fucking so random.
On that, some of the kills are fucking fantastic.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic.
That and
bed kill. The fourth bed kill is fucking mental.
Who the fuck was she, by the way?
I think that was the reporter.
She was the reporter, yeah.
Alright, okay. She's looking for a job, but she went onto the wrong waterbed.
The wrong place.
That was a great kill. But then he changed weapons to a knife.
The shower kill was great.
Through the back of the head.
Shower kill was very good.
That was crazy, yeah. Literally split her in half.
Young tennis player.
Although I don't know where she was running to. She like run outside, then just ran into a shower.
But the music that was going on behind it just went on and on, didn't it? It did really piss me off, that fanfare music.
Oh yeah.
The special effects and the pieces that were left behind and all the gore were fucking great. There was a weird one though, like the first person to die, obviously after she went through a mirror on a skateboard and was just lying down reading a book, right? She got her head lopped off, right? And then did they bury her actual head in the ground?
It looked like that, didn't it?
Really fucking did.
It really looked like that.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, because unless her body was like at some weird contorted angle, like.
So some cleverness there. But yeah, he did switch weapons to the big knife from the chainsaw. I don't know which one I liked more. Then he roofies Mary towards the end, and is probably going to murder her, but they get there just in time. The cops are doing the investigation.
The deputised student for some reason suddenly breaks the case open.
Before you get to that part, when he sends the Kendall, the deputy student, fucking ride-along guy, he's like, go and help him down the old Nick to look at some files and shit. And I love it when he's talking to the other cop, because the cop, I've been here all night, it's taking me ages. And he just goes, I don't know what you need to do. Just take some goddamn uppers. And he's like telling him to take drugs. Take some drugs and get it done. Fucking man. There's one bit, obviously he drugs her, right? I thought they were going to turn out. I thought this is going to go wild dark. Because there's a scene where he's trying to fit, obviously the killer's trying to fit his mother's shoes on a dead corpse and they keep falling off. I thought they were going to turn up, she was all drugged and out of it. I thought he was going to chop off her feet, her legs, and she was going to have no fucking feet because they're like, get her up, get Mary up to walk around. And I thought he was going to pick her up and I'd just have some stumps. But maybe that's just me being really fucked up. But I thought that would have been a great fucking thing. That he's fucking took her feet because she's the right size.
That would have been good.
That would have been cool. But then I was like, no, they didn't go there.
So he's
we got a curtain twitcher instead.
He's making a corpse, right, with pieces of the people that he's killed. Okay.
Of his mum.
And let's not forget, he's redoing his jigsaw all the way through the film.
Yeah.
But he leaves the big muff fanny piece to the end.
Yeah.
Best shot in a movie though, really, isn't it? No messing. Cop comes in, boom, right through the fucking head.
Yeah.
Well, that's not before look, I don't know how he didn't get away because he hid behind the curtain.
Yeah, moving the curtain. And she's like,
Mary's like,
looking at that curtain. Yeah.
Come on, Mary, come on. Oh, see, you can walk. It's just like, fucking hell.
No, you can't. You know where
I was half expecting to like grab a boob or something.
Well, you know where he was taking her?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you didn't give me a coffee. So
yeah.
You're coming with me now, you can't move. I was like, you sick bastard. He's dragging her off.
Frankenstein's hooker's in the bloody book cupboard. And then she's alive?
Well, hang on. That's the money shot at the end. So literally, just when you think it can't get any more bizarre. So obviously, it's good. Killer, no chase or anything, just shot through the head, dead, done. And then, like, I was a bit like, right, okay. And then there's this, like, almost like an epilogue scene where you're like, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, I thought
that was going to be it.
Yeah, they open this poor Kendall opens the door and the corpse falls on him. And he's like, and then it's kind of like clearing up and the corpse is on the floor. And then Kendall has his jacket on the chair. He's like, oh, don't forget your jacket. He's like, oh, thanks. Grabs the jacket and then all of a sudden the corpse becomes alive and then rips his cock off.
Which it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Exactly. And it just ends with her hand ripping his cock off.
But you hear a little as well.
Yeah.
So she's definitely ripped it off.
Oh, the nuts are gone.
It's like, but
what
why?
A fucking random ass movie.
Pieces 2 needs to be made.
More pieces.
There you go, more pieces.
There we go. That was extraordinary. Matt's facts. There you go.
Yeah, you've ruined some, you fuckers, but it's alright.
Sorry about Bruce Lee.
I'll give you a couple anyway. Because producer Dick Randall was simultaneously making kung fu films in Rome, a cameo for Bruce Lee, a Bruce Lee imitator, Bruce Lee spelt with one E, was written into the film, even though this scene makes no sense in the context of the rest of the film.
Fair enough.
Random.
Don't need to know anymore.
Most of the guts and gore were actually internal organs of dead animals with real blood taken from a slaughterhouse. During the scene with the woman in the dance class, we didn't even talk about the dance class, director Juan Procure Simon originally wanted them all to be naked.
Oh, there's a shot.
But Carmen Aguado, who wasn't an actress, rather an actual aerobics instructor they hired for the part, refused and informed him that the dance classes weren't usually done in the nude, as the dancers always wore tights. Simon wasn't happy about it, but backed down, even though a few of the extras playing the dance students said they'd be up and willing to do it naked. Simon reportedly took down their names and used them for nude scenes in later films.
Oh, I told you, he's a dirty bastard.
I love the fact he's called Simon as well. According to Juan, he owns the jigsaw puzzle used in the film, as shown in the DVD extras where he's reviewing his posters for the film. Of course, he's got the fucking...
That is an interesting flex.
Yeah. This is the one. There we go. The skateboarding girl. This is quite good, actually, when you think about it. But I don't think it's true. I think someone's written this just because of what happened. The skateboarding girl who crashes into a mirror and Virginia Palmer, the co-ed, is decapitated by the chainsaw while lying on the grass. They're in fact the same person, In an interview with actress Rosanna Nito, she explains that her character skates through the mirror but survives with apparently no visible injuries. This scene is witnessed by the Dean, who gets the idea to create a perfect woman using pieces from other women. He then kills his skateboarder, Palmer, making his first victim at the college. This scenario was not explained in the movie. I don't think that's true, because I think he was making his mum, because he put her in his mum's dresses.
Yeah.
Anyway. Originally, there was supposed to be a love scene between Mary and Kendall, according to the director, but Linda Day declined. So the scene with the two at the apartment, Kendall asked to come in, but Mary turns down the offer. So there was supposed to be a scene. And the body count is 8, counting the Dean's mother and Kendall.
Lovely job.
Lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly. There we go. Another Arrow Butte. Another slasher discovered from the 80s.
What are you going to rate it?
Got to be a 10, isn't it?
I mean, it's either a 2. It's either a 2 or a 2 or a 10, right?
2 or a 9.
I'm fucking batshit. I mean, you know, if we're talking spookies, talking humanoids from the deep, in terms of editing absolute prowess, and to turn into some hot mess into just absolute gorgeousness. I don't know. I'll go an 8.
I enjoyed it, mate. I'll go 8. I'll go 8 all day, mate, because it's just fucking enjoyable and batshit. And again, nothing ceases to amaze me. Nothing.
Well, I'll join you on the 8 because I genuinely, I was just mental. I mean, I started watching thinking I'm gonna absolutely hate this. I know it's like the dubbing was doing me head in, but still, just kept with it. And I just by the end of it, I went, "What have I just watched?" It was. Yeah, just pure nonsense, but great at the same time.
He went on to write Slugs as well, which is another Arrow one.
Well,
Did we do
Slugs?
Yeah, we did Slugs.
Yeah, we did Slugs.
There you go.
And there wasn't half as many breasts in Slugs.
Brought back the breasts.
Brilliant. Oh, another successful pick then.
Right, let's move on to our next... move from the vault, which is Matt. What have you got for us?
Right, I'm going to give you a choice on this one. Do you want zombie or vampire?
Zombie.
Werewolf.
That's not what I asked.
I want zombie.
Zombie then.
Okay, we're doing Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Lovely job. Suburbs. Love it. I own it on DVD, so I'm happy. Mr. Stevens.
I look forward to trying to track it down.
Sure, it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah, sure is.
Oh, wicked. That was a lovely job. Return of the Living Dead 2. That means one day we can do Return of the Living Dead 3.
You know what? I haven't even seen that one.
Yeah, that's a treat. Awesome fucking. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Thanks very much for listening. If you want to get involved and send us any lovely suggestions of movies that we haven't seen, that'd be awesome. Listen to the end for our social media bits. Moving on to episode 187, we're going to be going to cinema to watch Opus, starring John Malkovich, and we've got something to scream about coming for you. Matt has just pulled from the vault Return of the Living Dead 2. Come on! Tune in for that bad boy. And there's nothing more to say. So, when there's no more room in hell, here's another podcast.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
You can follow us on Twitter @DrawOneLast, Instagram @DrawOneLastBreath, or pop us an email at drawnelastbreathpod@hotmail.com.